back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, September the 11th, 2019. It's about 4-ish in the afternoon, maybe 4:30. I don't pay attention to time. Sorry I've been gone for a while, but before I begin, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, my hair is purple. Sorry. I know you don't get to see me with makeup on that often. I actually just had this done today. It has been blow dried and styled by the stylist, and will probably never look like this again. So, it took 3 hours to get this color. I think she used I can't remember if she said it was semi-permanent or demi-permanent. We had to bleach out my hair, but because of the color that was on it before, there was a red undertone that just would not come out. So it took some work. She definitely earned her pay. And I was gonna get my nails redone today, but I spent a little bit more on the hair than I had anticipated, because she had gotten me some shampoos to use as well. I think I want to say they're Paul Mitchell, but I don't remember. But they're especially meant for vibrant color hair. But I think she said whatever brand this is, I think she said it's called Royal Purple. So it's pretty. It's bright and vibrant without being shockingly vibrant. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and get into my stuff, because I have a small stack over here. I don't have a whole lot of whips to show you. I do have one that I forgot to show you last time, so I'm going to show you that, and I haven't worked on it at all since then. Not for any specific reason, just because I wanted to work on other stuff. So I have a small stack of whips to show you, because I haven't worked on a whole lot of different things these last few weeks. And I have haul of various things. So yeah, I would say I have a couple of shout outs, but I don't think I've got anybody new. There's somebody that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what her channel name is. But I remember seeing her channel last night, because I think she posted a newer video, and realizing that she was kind of close to me. Like, we're probably within an hour of each other, because she was talking about going to the stitching frame, and it being not that far down the road from her, like 45 minutes or something from her. Talking about being in the Charlotte region and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm close to the stitching frame too. So I'm hoping that maybe she's close. And I cannot remember her channel name. I'm sorry. I will shout you out next time. I will give you a formal shout out next time. Or maybe, I don't know. I'll probably end up pausing and no, I'll do it next time. I'm not trying to spend too much time editing this video. So, let me start off with the one that I forgot to show you last time. I knew there was something I was forgetting, and to save my life, I could not think of what it was. I'm like, I feel like I'm leaving something out. So, if you remember, when I did my last video, well, 2 videos ago, actually, we were supposed to be going to a theater event thing. It was the Doctor Who, it's like the anniversary of the Doctor Who End of Time, David Tennant finale thing. And that following day, see, if I put my hand up like this, I stop being washed out. But when I put my hand down, I get washed out. that very next day, seeing that inspired me to pull out one of my Doctor Who profiles. And because I only have the War Doctor, and then I have 12, which is Peter Capaldi. The War Doctor was a little bit farther along than 12 was. So I pulled him out, and I also realized too that the War Doctor was actually in an episode with David Tennant. They actually shared the 50th anniversary special together. So it worked out. So this is the pattern. This is the War Doctor. And this is by LolitaMade. It's on Etsy. And she has quite a few of these. She doesn't have all of them, but she has quite a few. That back in there. Super simple. Like 2 colors, technically. And I am doing this on 32 count Khaleesi by Under the Sea Fabrics. 32 count Lugana and Khaleesi by Under the Sea Fabrics. This is where he sits at right now. The last time you saw him, I had up to like right here. The top of the word Daleks, I think, was where I was at. So that line that runs along the top of that word Daleks, I had that one done. So I've done everything. Get out of here, Nat. So I've done everything from that row up. So that's where he sits at right now. I am doing my doctors on fabrics that I'm doing my doctors in fabrics and colors, because obviously the pattern chart sits on white fabric with black for the you can see the, I know it's probably going to be backward to you, but to me I can read bad. Well, this is the back of it. The patterns, they obviously chart it on white fabric with black thread with red accents. I am doing this, in case you're wondering, because I know I forgot to tell it. In case you're wondering, this is, I forgot what the color number is. 796. This is DMC 796. This is, if anybody wants to know what the official TARDIS blue is, in a DMC color, it is 796. So this is the closest to TARDIS blue. I haven't yet decided, because this diamond right here, which is technically supposed to be the big red button, I haven't decided what my accent color is going to be for him, because I chose the fabric because this fabric reminded me more of like a fiery, planet on fire, just a war background. And like I'm doing 12 on 32 count Beach Walk by Under the Sea Fabrics, because it's very sand, very desert feeling. 12 I am doing with a different color. I think it's 915, because it's the color that is most like the maroon velvet jacket that he wore in his promotional photos for his final season. So that's why I picked that color. But this was the first one I started. I had started him before I started 12. And I think I started him after John Hurt passed away. And I did it on this one because it reminded me more of like war, a fiery background with his TARDIS blue. I'll probably do the accent color in red still, but I haven't decided yet. It's just going to be the big red button, and then down at the bottom where it says War Doctor. So that was the one that I forgot to show you last time. Give me a drink real quick. My throat's been bothering me the last couple of days. Andy says it's probably because there's something called con crud that apparently when people go to conventions, like comic conventions and stuff like that, there's always a crud that goes around, and a lot of people end up taking it home, so they feel sick for a couple of days. I'll probably keep that closer to me. Then my more recent ones. I will go ahead and show you this one. I did have a finish, but it's a finish that I haven't shown since I started it. I think last year, at the end of, in December of last year, I started it, and something in me just wanted to pull it out and work on it. And I got so obsessed with working on it that I finished it. And I literally just finished it, the last of the back stitching in just now before I came to do this video, because I wanted to finish it before I showed you. So this is the Holly Jolly Christmas Tree Farm. This was a freebie that I received in the Christmas Countdown box from StichyBox back in 2017. The pattern, it doesn't give you any specific colors. It just tells you a red, a blue, a black, a brown, and a yellow, which is meant to be for the Christmas tree garland and the stars down here. But I pulled out some Krennic, which I happened to get on clearance at Joann's a couple years ago. Still haven't used any of it. Or maybe it was last year. I think it was last year. They had it on markdown. They had a bunch of it on markdown, and I picked up as much as I could find. So this is done 3/2 on a 28 count MCG even weave. That's listed as the color of antique white, so it's technically an oatmeal color. So it is supposed to have a solid black border around it. It's just like a stitch solid black border. I didn't want to do that. I wasn't a fan of that idea. So because, let's see if I can convey this. Because if I should want to turn this into a flat fold of some type, or frame it, I think it looks better without the border. That's just me. Everything here is, now I can't find a way to hold it. Everything here is Wig Style Works, Classic Color Works. The gold is the Krennic, as you can see. There was a mistake in this pattern. There was a grammatical, not a grammatical error, but a spelling error in this pattern. And if you have this pattern from the 2017 StichyBox Christmas Countdown and you haven't stitched it yet, please be aware that the fir tree, they had it spelled F-U-R. That's fine if you're talking about animal fur, but if you're talking about a fir tree, it's F-I-R. So, and it was basically a difference of two stitch blocks, 2 spaces. So I moved this one in. I started on this side. I moved this one in 1, so that this one would be moved in 1. So that's how I did it evenly. So instead of putting the U right here, I literally just put that one line of the U as an I, because you can see how they did the I in pine. I just copied it in fur. So this is not a Year of Whips project, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'll have to go back and double check. But it's not a Year of Whips project. I'm saying that it's not a Year of Whips project. But it's a finish. It's knocking it off of my whip list, even though I just added 2 more. So that is that one. It is super cute. I really do love this. God. I can show you what I use specifically. I was working on this at work, day before yesterday. I was working on this every day at work. And I happened to be watching Lindy Stitchy's latest video. And she talked about her new favorite blue is Weeks Dye Works Americana, and it's showing up so much brighter than it is. That's more like it. It's a deep blue. It's a deeper blue than it's showing up. And she was talking about how this is her new favorite blue. At the same time, I was actually stitching with it. She mentioned it, and I happened to look down and say, what's the name of this blue? It's like, oh, that's Americana. So I had Americana for the blue. This is what's left of Classic Colorworks bandana. I had a full skein of this. And then for the black, which was the backstitch wording, basically, it was Classic Gentle Arts Black Licorice. Could have used DMC for that. And then this is the yellow that I didn't use. I could have used this yellow, but I didn't. I would have used this yellow, and this is a gas. It's called Gold Leaf. And then for the dark green, I used Gassed. This was a limited edition color. I'm sorry, I don't know what that color is. I don't have a name for that. I think it was something that I got in that StichyBox, or in a StichyBox. And then for the brown, the little bit of brown that's in the tree trunk, I used Classic Colorworks Caterpillar, which I had some left over after completing a Lizzie Kate a couple years ago. So, and that's my little card that I fill out. My little card that I fill out with all the information. I had started this on December 25th of last year, so it's not too bad. I did forget to say where I was at, though, didn't I? To let you know, when I picked this up last week, I started stitching on it again. The only thing I had done was the green tree part, and then this side of the blue. That's it. I've been going, and the Holly Jolly was done. I've been going gangbusters on this thing, y'all, because it was easy. It was really easy, despite using three strands. But that's it, and I will put it away now, I promise. So, cute finish, cute, cute, cute. I do kind of want to finish this one day. What day that might be, when I get around to it, I don't know. So, enough about talking about that. So, the next thing I worked on is something else that's not the Eurowoods project. But for a little while, hold on, let me find the cover page. I don't want the back page, I want the cover page. Where are you, cover page? I know you're in here. I'm coming. Hold on. I think I have a cover page. Yes, I do. I knew it was in there. This is Walk Fast by Lindy Stitches. This is a Golden Girl pattern. It says you can lead a herring to water. Actually, it says it's like that old Scandinavian saying. You can lead a herring to water, but you have to walk fast or he'll drown. I love that. And the last you saw, I had about half of the leash here done. And then I was working on that dark green in the fish, and I was about right. I had from about the head to about right here-ish in the fish. So, let me show you where it sits at now. This is being done on a 16 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. Yeah. This is going to fit on a fat quarter. So this is where it sits at now. Sorry, I have to show you the rose needle minder. As I said, the last time you saw this, we had the leash. Here's that leash, part of the leash. I did have that little cat done. And I had from the fish up to about here-ish, in that green, and I did the rest of it. I got tired of working on the fish, and that lettering is the same color, so I just went ahead and did that lettering too, even though I still have some left to do in the fish. He's a big boy. He is a big boy. So that's where he sits at now. So I need to get me one of those needle minders or whatever they are that says Ada Gangster. I don't mind working on Ada. 16 count or 18 count. My preferred count is 16. Just like my preferred even weave and linen is 32 count. So that's where it sits at now. I love this color. I love Picture This Plus fabric. You see this? This is Picture This Plus Ada. Don't knock it, y'all. Don't knock it. So, yes, as you can see, I'm spending considerably less time on this one. And that's just being done in the call for DMCs. Then, I put a call out on Stitch Mania saying that I had bought 2 patterns and I couldn't decide which one to start for like a dark Halloween type stitching. The response was pretty even for both of them. Well, I mean for each one of them. So at the suggestion of a couple people who responded, I started both of them. One of them got a lot more progress on it than the other one did, because I just loved working on it so much. I'll show you the one that got the least amount of progress first, even though I started it later. It was the second one I started. It got the least amount of progress on it. I'm not sure if you remember the Plague Crow that I bought last time. I have a picture here, but it's going to be a pretty crappy picture. Plague Crow. Yeah, him. I finally did manage to get around to starting him. And I told y'all I was going to start it. He is being done on that 40 count. I think it's called Mariner's White. I think. Yeah, Maritime White by Lakeside Linens. See, that's why I leave the tag on. And hopefully, this time you guys will get a better view of what this fabric looks like than you did in my last video, where I had to record at nighttime in a dark room. So, oh yes, this is lovely. That's it right there. That's the little baby start that I got on it. Hey, it's a start, right? So that's all I got done on. That's actually black and some $37.99. So, and my Sugar Skull Jasmine needle minder, just because. But yes, this is Maritime White. This is a lot better representation of the fabric. And this is, like I said, this is a 40 count from Lakeside Linens. I know I probably said it like a couple of times already. But yeah, I love this. It's a dirty white. So it has like the slightest hints of green, which you probably can't see. Maybe. Anyway, it has the slightest hints of green in there, but it's such a pretty like dirty color. So that's what I got done on that one. Nice, super fancy project bag. I like these big square 1 gallon bags because you can actually fit, I can actually put the whole Q-snap down in there. So, I feel like I'm going like that a lot today since I got my hair done because it's short. And so, I'm used to pulling my hair back all the time. And the only downside of when I cut my hair is that I can't pull it back like I did when my hair was long. So, the last thing, I see you trying to get away from me, thread. The last thing I started this. And yes, I went through all the trouble of printing this out in color just for you guys. Because the black and white version that printed out was not good. So I started this. This is the 1816 Verland sampler. This is out of Antiques Sampler Quarterly, I think. Hold on, I have it written down. This is out of, part 1 was in the summer 2015, and part 2 was in the fall 2015 Sampler and Antique Needlework magazine. As a digital magazine. If you subscribe to Just Cross Stitch right now, you can actually still get access to those, to all of the Sampler and Antique Needlework magazines issues, because they only printed out so many of them, and I think you still have access to several years worth of them. But this was in the summer and fall 2015 ones. The cover for the summer one is actually that pattern. So it's actually on the cover of the summer 2015 one. So, but I changed mine up. I'm doing it on a darker fabric. And I'm doing it with a Silks for You blue color. Is your interest peaked yet? I loved working on this thing so much. I did not want to put it down. I didn't. But I knew I need to work on other stuff. I can't keep working on something that I just started. Stuff like this makes me feel like maybe some things I want to be a monotonous stitcher on. Or monogamous stitcher. Yeah. And I just love this so much. This is where I got. That's all of that. I did all of that. This was a new start. So. And this is actually, like, this goes out a little bit more, to give you an idea. Those 3 stitches in the eye right there, that line marks the first row of the second page. So that is the second page, and I think, this is the bottom of the first page right here. Either way, I wanted to just keep going. I wanted to finish the whole first page. So, getting up a little closer. I love that. I love this. I love this so much. No, it's not dark stitching like I intended. But this is going to be beautiful. I love this so much. I love this so much. My little needle minder. This fabric, this is going to be a heifer. This one's going to be pretty big. This fabric is actually a 40 count Newcastle linen by Picture This Plus. It's called Oaken. So it's kind of a darker modeled, but it's going to be fabulous. So I may get this back out and work on it again in October because I really liked working on it. The silks that I'm using for it is by Silks for You. I'll get those out and show you in a second. I did cut this down to size for the most part. It's cut, I have it centered widthwise, and I went ahead and cut the bottom part of the fabric off, so that it's actually the height that I need it to be. Like it's not any extra height on it, other than what I would normally put. But the silk, I don't know the number of this. I really don't. This is from Silks For You, and I'm pretty sure it's from Silks For You because it was in like a little pink mesh baggie. And I remember when I got this, I just don't know. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the color number of it or anything. I think they do by color number. This is a gorgeous, like antique. It's showing up darker than it is. I don't know, but it's showing up lighter than it is. So it's a gorgeous, like cornflower blue. It's so pretty. And the silk, if you've never tried Silks For You, or even Moselle Silks, because they're kind of the same people. They were the same people, now they're two separate companies. If you've never tried them, please do. Their silks are fantastic. But I'm doing it in this color blue for the most part. And then there's a couple of places, there's like one place where there's an accent. I'm doing it in this one. And this one does have a name. This one is from Dinky Dyes. This is called Shiraz. So, that's just going to be the little accent that's in it. So, I actually can't wait to be able to get that one back out. So, that is all the whips that I worked on. That didn't take long. That only took 32 minutes. So, if you notice, I noticed this is something about myself like a couple of videos ago. I'm all the time adjusting myself in this chair, and that's because it slants forward. And over time, I kind of slide down, so I have to set myself back up. That's why if you see me adjusting myself in this chair, that's why. So now we get to the stuff. Before I show you the stitchy stuff though, let's bring it in a little bit. I have a chair over here that I have everything sitting. A couple weeks ago, this past weekend actually, my boyfriend went to the Dragon Con comic convention in Atlanta. And he brought me back some stuff. One of these things was a complete surprise. The other two I kind of knew about, that he's going to get them for me. First thing, he got me an autograph picture from the Ghost Hunters, from the OG Ghost Hunters. Dave Tango, and Steve Gonzalez. And their little note, they wrote my name. It says, thanks for watching. So I got that. Have y'all been watching the new Ghost Hunter show? It's okay. I think Jason's getting his own show. Again, he's getting a new show of his own. I'm more excited to watch that because I like Jason a little bit better. Sorry. And then I got the David Tennant autograph. This one wasn't very cheap from what I understand. So he just wrote my name. It just says to Talia. And then he bought me a protector to put it in. So it didn't come in this. So can't wait. I love that. I definitely want to get that hung up on the wall. And then the thing that was the surprise was apparently the girl that had voiced, the actress that had voiced the original Gem in the cartoon series, she was there. And I got a pop. I got a Gem pop. Now, right now in the series, they only have Gem and Pizzazz. But I think they have the Misfits one, a couple of Misfits one outs too. So she says, Talia, it's Showtime Synergy, and then her signature, and then there's another. So that's her actual name. Love Gem. And it's like you can't really see it in there. So I want this to be my thumbnail, but I do a different thumbnail anyway. I'm just gonna start letting the thumbnail be whatever. I'm not gonna put that title page up there anymore. So I love that. It's so cute, and I can never take the pop out of the box like I usually do. So anyway, that's my goodies from Dragon Con. I was so sad that I couldn't make it. I definitely want to try to go next year. It just depends on who's there next year. I am going to put this stuff up here. I'll put that up there. I don't want to put it on the floor. Okay. Now the stuff that y'all are probably most excited about. The actual stuff. The haul. So, we'll start with the boring. I got the 2019 Christmas issue. The ornament issue, sorry. I'll do a quick flip through like I usually do. I'll do a flip through of the sections so you can see. Okay. That one's called Blue Christmas. As you can see, they all have a theme. They have blue in them. And then we have Here Comes Santa Claus. Which are all patterns of Santa. I do like this one. That one is cute. I'm trying to get it to where it's not much of a glare. That one that I said that I liked, that is by Tempting Tangles. So and then we have Holly Jolly Christmas. I love this cat right here. I'm just gonna put that out there. And that Christmas flamingo, oh, he's adorable. So. And the cats love Christmas one too. It's so cute. Oh, that's by Lindy Stitches. The cats love Christmas. That's by Lindy Stitches. And then we have Home for the Holidays, and of course the frickin' don't do that to me. This one down here is pretty. I like that one. There's a lot that I like. Then we have Joy to the World. Then we have Let It Snow. I'm guessing a lot of these is because it has they have snow in them, or it's because it's winter scenes. This square one, I kind of like that square, the one with the squares on it, and that's by Knotted Tree Needle Art. Sorry, Knotted Tree Needle Art. I do like that one though. I don't know what's going on with this guy. It's like, it looks like a snowflake, but there's a face in there. Do you see that? I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Then we have 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Lots of gingerbready stuff. I love those Christmas trees in the middle right there. That Joy one is cute too, the one above it. And I believe it might be the last section. Nope, I think we have one more section. Then we have Winter Wonderland. This big bird one, this big size bird one is really pretty. It's that big bird one at the top there. I think that's really pretty. So, and that is the last section. The rest of it is like the recipes I usually put in there. Then we have there. Then we had gone into Joann's, which is not very near to us. We'd gone out to a restaurant, and Joann's was maybe about 10 or 15 minutes away, compared to an hour away from from home. So we stopped in Joann's, and I had picked up this World of Cross Stitching, not realizing that this wasn't the newest one. The other one that they had was the newest one. I wasn't paying attention to any numbers or anything, because the way they do their magazines, you know, there's no like month and year or anything listed on there. There's a number that says 83. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know which one was the newest one. I actually kind of liked what was in this one better. And I'm not usually big on the British magazines for the most part, because they tend to have a lot of cutesy stuff in them. It's not really my style. Occasionally I'll look through them and see if there's anything that I like. This one actually has something that I liked though. Or yeah, stuff that I may or may not stitch. This was a freebie that was with it. That's really cute. I actually do need a needle book. I don't know if it's going to be this one, but I do need to make a needle book. They had that with it. That was the free gift. This one can show you. I did like these bookmarks on the inside. First of all, I'll show you these. I don't know if you can see those. I did like those bookmarks right there though. And then that right there is specific fabric that you can buy. I think. I don't know if they tell you to buy it or they tell you to make it. Those. And then these right here. So that's what's all in there. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, it is sold like that. So it's a Tropical Sunset Ada from Sew It All. So yeah. So yeah. But you could do it on a regular Ada, I guess. That is really pretty though. So I got that, and then I discovered that wasn't the newest issue. But I did go. He had gone to Books A Million, I think, at one point the other day, and he was gonna look for the magazine for me. He's like, "Is this the one that the newer one that you were looking for?" And so he sent me pictures, and I looked at the pictures, and I'm like, I'm not really digging what's on the cover anyway, so don't even worry about it. So that one, actually, put it over here. If y'all can see this stack of magazines that's over here on this other chair, y'all be laughing at me. Okay, and then I did get, I don't know if I mentioned that I had signed up for Leslie Words today. I signed up again for Leslie's Fabric of the Month from Under the Sea Fabrics, and got the first one today. Not today. Got the first one the other day. It's called Hera. Gorgeousness. This is the linen. I had gotten it and I'm like, I thought I remembered signing up for even weave, 32 count even weave. This is 32 count linen. And I messaged her and I told her that I thought I remembered signing up for even weave. But it doesn't tell on the invoices or anything. So I asked her, you know, when she got a chance to go back and check for what I signed up for from the website maybe. But if I accidentally signed up for linen, that I wanted to go ahead and change it to even weave. So I've already paid for this month's fabric, so hopefully that'll be coming at the end of September, probably. So that's 32 count Hera. Then y'all know those silks that I showed you last time from wholesale? I got more. I don't think I got as many skeins this time as I did last time. But I'll show you what I got. Rose sale. I think I got mostly silks. I think there was one that I had gotten in something else. It was a different thing. They have a silk in holly leaf. Holly leaf. Oh, it's like completely. Then we got Lazy River, which is a cotton. You totally cannot see this. Oops. Okay. There we go. It is a very, very pale blue. Very, very pale blue. Like a pale, very pale mint green, actually. Bluish mint green color. Then I have another cotton. It's a nice cotton. It's called Citrus Punch. Almost Aloe, which is a mint green. It's coming up a little bit more bright than it really is. Then we have Honey Haven, kind of a dirty white color, light tan color. With some, it has like more modeling in it. I don't know if you can tell that. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it has like spots where it's darker. It has like a pink undertone to it, actually. And then we have, it still is like it's getting caught in the things. And then we have Magic Dust, which is a silvery gray color. Purplish silvery gray. And then we have Blue Jeans. And then we have Aruba, which is a beautiful turquoise blue, as the name implies. And then we have Blush, which is very, very, it's like a slightly variegated pinks. You can see that. It's very pale, peachy pink colors. And then last but not least, pink's not really my thing. Like, I'm not crazy in love with pink or anything, but I want to make sure I have pink. So I got Cranberry Splash in the silk. So that is what I got from Moselle. You know, I'm so tempted to sign up for her Floss of the Month. But I know that there are things that I need more than silks. If I sign up for a Floss of the Month, it's going to be through Trisha's 3 All Threads Nest Egg. Because that stuff I can actually use. Oh. And then, try to think of what size. This came in the mail that I had ordered from Etsy back. I think I ordered it around the time or just before I did my last video, I think. Hold on, let me make something. Let me check something here. Yep. Sorry, it was a little free pattern that they included. I received this from an Etsy order. Trying to get the whatever. It's the Last Ditch Cemetery by Henzite. And several people had showed this around the time right after I ordered it. I had seen this when I was in Georgia, and me and Dina, Half Stitch Cross Stitch, and Stephanie at Stitching It, and a couple other ladies, we would get together every so often at a library in that area. And at one point, somebody, and I don't remember who it was, somebody, maybe whoever's watching this can correct me. Somebody had came in working on this at one point, and it immediately got added to my wish list, and it's been on my wish list ever since. 123 Stitch had stopped carrying it in the meantime, so I had to look elsewhere. I finally told myself, Halloween's coming up, I'm gonna order this. So I ordered this, and it comes complete with the little charms. And if you've never seen this pattern before, they say, I'm pretty good at reading backwards. They say, started and forgotten, half stitched. This one says too old, and this one says lost interest. So these are the graves of the projects that you don't complete. So I just love this pattern. I've loved this pattern for a very long time, and I always wanted to get my hands on it. And I just up and decided one day to check Etsy, see if I could find it on Etsy or eBay. I checked eBay first, then I checked Etsy. I said, let me see if anybody has it, and I managed to find it on Etsy. And believe it or not, I found it at, let me make sure I'm getting this right. I found it at Homespun Sampler. Yep. I found it at Homespun Sampler on Etsy. And they included a nice little primitive hair freebie. Then, oh, with my fabric order, I got Garden Prelude. Don't know when I'll ever start it. I thought she was gorgeous. So, I decided not to get the beads or the specialty threads or anything like that, because I don't know when I'm ever going to start her, because it's probably not going to be in 2020. Definitely not going to be this year. Probably not going to be in 2020 either, so I'll get it when I decide to start it. So, I just thought she was gorgeous. She is a big girl. She's a big girl. She is... The total stitching area is 293 by 202. Yeah. And they're stitching her over to on 32 count or over one on 16 count. 18.31 inches wide by 12.63 inches high. So over a foot tall. Yep, by half a yard wide. Let's be reasonable here. So that's that. I'm not done yet. Don't worry, I'm not done. I also got. I ordered these next two things on the same day at the same time from two different shops on Etsy. This one came first. This one came Monday, day before yesterday. I got me a new grime guard. And it's going to be hard to tell because it's so bright, it's washing it out. But this is really like, it's a deep blue color. God, go away. It's a deep blue color. You really can't tell it. It has these gorgeous hints of the green in there. I needed another 8-inch grime guard for my 8-inch Q-snap. Because I have 2 Q-snaps, but only one 8-inch grime guard. So I have to get that. And this, oh, I forgot to say, this came from Maggie's Minders. And she was so kind to send me a cute little beetle minder. It says life short, stitch fast. That's so cute. Thank you so much for that. And then this one came yesterday. Let me tell you a little story. I didn't love this pattern when I first saw it, when it first came out. A lot of people stitched it, a lot of people fell in love with it and went completely gaga over it. I guess that's because I didn't have a reason to like it. Because I'm very big on quotes in my cross stitch patterns. I have to actually like the quote that's in it. And, well, usually anyway. And so me and the guy that I am staying with, we kind of got back together. We're seeing each other again. But it's a little bit in a different capacity this time. And I think that's what's made it all the difference. So, and I showed this to him last night when I first got it, and I said I didn't like this pattern when I first saw it, but you know, after me and you started talking again, I love this pattern because it kind of exactly speaks to our relationship right now. And I got it for us, not for me. I didn't get it for me, I got it for us. So it's Lindy Stitches Birds to the Bow. And yes, I got the printed copy because I'm a paper girl. There's nothing wrong with PDFs. I just don't have the printer ink to keep printing a bunch of patterns out. So anytime you see me right now, if you see me printing a pattern out, that's because I had to go to the library and print it out. But I got this one. I really fell in love with it. I love the colors in this. I do. But I'm wondering if there's a way to make it kind of vintage colors. But if I can figure that out, then I'll do that. If not, this one is just as beautiful. It says, like, as birds are fitted to the boughs, so was my love for me. So was my love to me. Yeah. So, that's all the purchases. Sorry. And I did remember that girl's name. Her channel name is Made by Michelle McGraw. If that's not right, I will put it down, right down here at the bottom of the screen. Michelle, if you see this, call me. Or just get in touch with me somehow. We can hook it up, girl. But I recently started watching her. She's a pro with this, y'all. I mean, she hasn't done but a few videos, but she seems like a pro. Definitely go check her out if you're not already. I can't think of anybody else right now. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of people right now. But in the interest of not taking forever, this video is already going on an hour. I think I will just leave it at that. I'm going to try to start keeping better account of what I work on when. Because I've gone back and printed out some more of the whip tracker pages. because I forget. Because I was going through my whips just a little bit ago to bring out everything that I've worked on, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, have I shown that already? Did I show that already? Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I had shown the coffee Quaker. I'm like, no, I haven't worked on the coffee Quaker since the last time I showed it. So I'm definitely going to need to start keeping track. I've been getting a plan in order for 2020. I'm not going to take part in Year of Whips again next year. The thing with Year of Whips is it puts a lot of pressure on me to finish things. And while finishing is good, I'm a process stitcher. I just like the process of stitching. So finishing things is nice. It helps keep you from having 500 started projects. Hey Tim. Dog just walked in. Hey darling. Finishing things is nice occasionally. And of course the other dog has to bark because there's nobody in there with her. But to me, it's not the most important thing. So I am getting a plan together to work on some neglected projects that have been neglected this year. Try to get some progress on them, not necessarily to finish them, because a lot of them are started, but they don't really have much progress on them at all. So I definitely need to get some progress on some of these projects that I started. Some projects that I started back last year when I was doing that whole starting 40 thing. That was a lot of projects. So I will definitely have that ready by December, because I don't want to like give y'all my plan already for 2020. What else? I guess that's it. I'm always forgetting something. I'm sure I'll remember what it is after I hit cut. After I hit stop. So, I guess that's going to do it for me today, guys. Hopefully it won't be too long before I see you guys again. And I'll be cheering from the backgrounds, even if I don't always comment on somebody's video, because I don't usually comment on somebody's video unless I have something specific, unless there's something specific in that video that I want to make a comment on. I'm not one of those people that can just say, hey, nice video, love your whips, blah blah blah, and that be it. I can't do that. I have to have something specific in that video that I want to actually make a comment on. So just know that I'm watching you. I just might not always be out and around and known. So I guess I'll see you guys again soon-ish, maybe. And until I see you guys again, be awesome to yourself, be awesome to each other, and always remember on this day the America that came together on this day 17 years ago. No, 18 years ago, sorry. And the America of 9/12 that was brought together by tragedy, but they were still brought together as one people and not divided. So, have a great one, guys.